Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be covering my match against AFO-MAN in GhostDog's David&Goliath Winter Clash. This is the last round in the group qualifying, so I had the bracket of myself, Forgotten, Black Oracle and AFO. I faced them in that order and this is the last one. By the time we got round to doing this match, I think I needed to win at least 2 rounds to guarantee me moving on, and then everything else after that is decided by seeding, depending on what happens. So my goal here is literally just to win 2 matches in a best of 5, and then I think that guarantees me moving on. Anyway, when it comes to bans this time, I didn't really know what to ban, so I banned... I know I banned Namor and Overseer. I think I might have banned Korg as well. Can't remember exactly. Yeah, I banned Korg as well. Namor and Korg, just because I didn't want him having them. I don't like rank 4 Korg, and Namor can deal with things that could be annoying relatively easily, and I don't have one, so I didn't want him having that. Overseer was just kind of a filler ban, because I didn't know what else to ban, since everything else didn't really put too much of a restraint on me. So for this one I'd go with Warlock versus Mephisto, because I didn't really draft a good Mephisto counter, and this is probably the best I've got. Warlock is pretty good for this meta. I'm long overdue taking him to rank 4, because at rank 4 he'd be pretty nasty for this. I feel like having mine at rank 3 is a little bit of a disadvantage compared to how many are at rank 4. Especially with how much utility and... with how much utility he has, and the constant power drain if they have willpower. It's pretty nice. Anyway, literally just want to get to 10 hits, use the special 2 just so that everything lines up. Get the double armor breaks, and then I have no risk of being power burned. So just taking it slow and steady, trying to bait out the auras. I don't want to rush this because I feel like I have a better matchup than him, especially in this meta. If this was outside this meta, then I might be a little bit worried, but for now I'm not that concerned. Honestly, I don't really think that could have gone much smoother. It's not the highest of points, but it's enough to take this one, I think. I think he ends up timing out to this, or he does it in the very last few seconds. But yeah, I was quite happy with that fight when I got out of it, and winning that also gives me a bit more of an advantage in the next couple. Yeah, so I think he places Nick Fury here to try and get rid of my Archangel. Either that or he places Rintra to try and do that. No, he places Nick to try and get rid of my Archangel. So I place Nimrod, try and bait out his Hulkling, which works. And then I'm going to throw this round. I'm going to pick Null, and I'm going to throw, so that I have at least one option to everybody else he could possibly place on defense in round 3. So winning that was actually pretty detrimental, because now I have him trapped as well. He has... he can place either Rintra or Hood and then have Howard for my Howard, or he places Howard and then has nobody for my Howard. Yeah, I have Terrax to counter his, so I'm not really that focused in this fight. I'm not trying to win it. because I know I'm probably not going to. I'm just kind of killing time. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I knew I was going to lose that anyway, so there was no point in me trying to outspeed that. And now I pretty much have him trapped. Unless I get really bad RNG and he can outdamage, or he can get Howard down faster than I can get either of his non-bleed or poison immunes down. So I place my Howard here. Kind of force him to use his. And I can't remember exactly, but I think he actually places Howard. Either that or he... Yeah, I thought he ran out of time there, honestly, but he goes for Hood here, I think. Yeah, he goes for Hood. And with this, I knew I had this won regardless of what I did, because there's no way that he can actually deal damage without taking way more. But for show, and because I want to show off how good Terax actually is, I get hit in the face a few times and then I'm actually going to start doing some damage. Terax is extremely underrated as an attacker. Like, you can do fights, you can just do most tech champs that aren't immune to armor break in a very quick time. They've got 6 armor ups here and I'm doing a lot of damage. He's also immune to the power burn, which is very useful, especially in this meta. But that's only against metal champs, which how it is. Before finishing light attack heavy, and that finishes it in 46 seconds. Yeah, Terax is pretty good. And yeah, as I said, he can't really do anything against that. So I won this first one, and now I'm up 1-0. I just need one more now. One more in 4 matches to win, and then I move on to the next stage. I do switch up my bands a little bit for this one, because I don't have a Falcon either, and I didn't think Overseer would really cause that many problems. So I left Overseer open this time, and you'll see that that comes to bite me in the ass. So for this first one, I'm not sure if he ran out of time there, but he places Kingpin, who my only real counter for is Gallon. So it's probably the wrong decision here, but the choice I choose to throw this one is Nimrod. I probably could have got away with saving Nimrod for a later round, possibly. But I couldn't really think of anyone else I wanted to throw because I knew this was basically a guaranteed win, since Gallon is easily the most dominant champion in this meta, and it's not even close. So, just bait in the special one, do a 5 combo, bait one more special one, and I'll counter this with a heavy attack. And, yep, bait one more. Special one straight away. Maximum harvest, and he's dead. To be fair, that was pretty slow for a Gallon fight, but it's still a win. Yo, with that score, I definitely could have thrown that one. Oh, I definitely could have thrown. I definitely could have placed somebody else to throw for that one. So, originally, I was trying to do that to bait his King Groot out, so he didn't have an option for Thing. Or so I thought he didn't have an option for Thing. So, what I do here, I think I kind of throw this round. I give him Rintra. Or do I give him Rintra? No, I'll give him Mojo to try and bait out his Diablo, I think. But then he places his Maw, who I end up using my Rintra for. And this fight, there's only a couple of slip-ups that I make, and it's pretty costly. And this uses his Diablo here. Now, I probably should have thrown this round and played to round 3. But I did think I could take it at the time here, because I know Mojo is going to be annoying. So, what I go for here, I have a full combo without refreshing my neutralize, and it procs on the 5th hit at the same time as the armor, just as the original one expires. So now I've got to wait this out, which is very annoying because I should have procced it anyway. In 5 hits, that's just really unlucky. And I think I make a big mistake coming up. So I block this. Go for a few more light attacks. Special 2, hope it crits. Doesn't crit. Of course it doesn't. Go to heavy counter this. Now, because that timer is so close, if I don't keep knocking him down... Oh, I one big mistake. I get the degen there, and then I try and heavy counter as it's turning to 20. This crits. Just finishes him, and if I hadn't have done that heavy attack into his falter and took the degen damage, I probably would have won that, because it did take about 15% of my health, and that probably would have made the point difference up. So now I still feel confident that I win this one. I think he's going to place Claire. Realistically, that's the smart thing for him to do. So I place my Thing. I probably could have placed Terex instead. That might have been a bit better. But I go for Null here, just because I'm thinking I can just spam heavies and special ones. and that doesn't get her power to go crazy. So I'm just going medium here, only sticking to mediums and heavies just so that the armor up buffs don't actually trigger. Yeah, because Null, on his, whenever he places a limit-based debuff, he removes an armor up. So I think I actually end up going for special 3 here. Get hit by a special 1 there. Because it's so hard to dex and I completely missed it. So go for special 3 here. I think what I want to do is just go for heavy attacks. Or go for just mediums. Just go for heavy attacks. And 6 special 1s. And I get hit there, completely miss parry, and that takes about 75% of my life, not 75, about 25% of my life, which is great. That's exactly what I needed. So just keep going for medium here. I don't know why I started using light attacks because I know she's bleeding me. It might have been to push to a special 2, I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure why I'm just going for combos here. But it's definitely not faster 2. And I get parried there after the special 1, and this is going pretty horribly. Yeah, I'm nearly timed out. I'm not feeling too confident, but I was hoping my defender would put in work, and he absolutely annihilated that thing with Overseer. In this meta, that's a very, very impressive time. So, very well played to him on that. I'll tell you something, getting out of that fight and seeing that really surprised me. I know Overseer could do stuff like that, but not to that extent. So I went back to banning him. Probably for the best, to be fair. Okay, game 3. So I placed my Nick Fury to try and bait out this Hulkling, I think. Yeah, I think that was my game plan, bait out his Hulkling. And then I can work with the rest of it. And he places Dr. Doom. So what I do here, I use Toad to throw this one. I was originally trying to bait out Hulkling to save Toad for defense. But the only other real options I had for Doom were Gallon and Archangel. But if I use them here and lose, then I'm screwed for the next 2 rounds, because then I don't have counters to the rest of the guys he has. And he ends up using his Hulkling here because I've used my Toad. I think he was originally going to save Hulkling to fight Toad with. So again, just completely ignore how poor the gameplay is here. I'm completely throwing this round. I know I'm gonna lose. I know I have 0 chance at winning this. So I'm literally just playing for time here. As expected, I barely make a dent and the time's just about up. And I might as well just keep hitting him at this point because there's no way that he loses this. Yep, I wasn't beating that. I could have beat it with one of the other champs, but I thought it was safer to save them. Just in case something goes wrong, because something can always go wrong against Doom. But I do feel very confident in the rest of my draft. That because he doesn't really have that many counters to... he doesn't have counters to Doom, Man-Thing and Rintra. So... I think, yeah, he places Kingpin here. And I place Rintra because I know that I can stall for long enough if I use my Doom here. I'm not going to use Archangel because that's going to be risky. Because Kingpin, Archangel versus Kingpin can genuinely go either way if you get unlucky. Plus it does make him hit a lot harder, so I think the safest play here is just to go with Doom. I know that I'm going to win this round because I think the time expired on him. He said afterwards it wasn't a connection issue or anything. He just said that he ran out of time choosing who he wanted to pick. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and time the staggers with the armor up, because sometimes what you can do is bait a heavy attack and then the unstoppable consumes the stagger and then you're screwed. Like here, for example, the overpower buff consumed the stagger, so if I'd have done 3 more hits then he'd have got an armor up, and that's what I don't want, so I just had to kind of play it slow, think about what I was doing, and then pretty much all's good now. I probably could have got away with doing 1 more hit there. Luckily nullify that armor pretty early so that I can go for another special 3. And pretty much 1 more cycle will finish him off. Yep, special 2 here and he's done. Not too bad. That's the last war of the season starting. That gives you perspective on when I was recording this compared to when I'm doing the voiceover. Sorry, I've been really busy lately. I've not had a chance to do the stuff that I've wanted to do. So anyway, on to this last round. I know he doesn't have a counter for Man-Thing at all. His best one's Rintra, and that stops him from placing him. And I have Gallum against a non-Mystic champ. But in case he did place Rintra, I did have Archangel as well, so... yeah, I am feeling confident about winning this, because I definitely have the more favourable matchup. So yep, just build up as much harvest as possible, bait out special 1, if he'll ever throw it. Come on, thank you. Counter. I didn't counter that with a heavy. I thought I would have. I think I counted this one with a heavy. Yep. And throw it, and that should be it. This also means that right now I have guaranteed myself moving on into the next round, into the knockout stage, just by winning this round. So at the moment now I'm playing for seeding. So if I win this match, well, if I win 1 more, then I'm guaranteed to be the top seed of my group. If I lose this, then I think I'm 2nd seed, and AFO would be top seed. So honestly, not too fussed what happens. I'm just happy to be in the group stage, or I'm just happy to be in the knockout stage. So yeah, I'm just playing to play now. I am really liking the look of this draft at the moment. I have counters for pretty much everybody he has. And he places Mephisto first. So I'm going to place someone just to stall as much as possible. So I place Sasquatch to try and hope he either uses Diablo or Gallon. I think he goes with Diablo. He didn't, he went with Rintra. His clock ran out again. Again, it was trying to decide who to choose. But I'll go with Blade here because Blade absolutely shreds Mephisto. Even in this meta, you just want to play it a little bit differently. So what I like to do is just close parry, let the power gain do its thing. Yep, just close parry, get as many of them in as I can until I get to special 2. And the bleeds themselves are just doing a lot of damage. And look at that, 1 special 2 and he's already down to about 55% health. Just close parrying now. This is going very fast, especially to say that I'm not actually hitting him much. 1 more special 2. Unfortunately didn't bypass the regen. I bypassed one of them, but I didn't bypass the rest, so a couple more hits here, special 1, not special 2 even, and that's over. That's, yeah, I really like Blade. Like, even though his prime days, quote unquote, are over, I still absolutely love this guy, and I've 0 regrets on taking him to rank 4. And I do feel kind of bad that this, like, he ran out of time to pick, but he did confirm that he just took a bit too long choosing his things. But for a Sasquatch fight, that's pretty good to say that Rintra's not necessarily an ideal counter. Okay, anyway, what I do in this round, I think I try and throw. I try and bait his Gallon by placing Doom and then saving my Gallon for whoever he places in the last one. He places Nick Fury. So I was debating throwing this with Taskmaster. I was heavily debating it because because I wanted a counter for Thing, but I do know I have Gallon, so I can actually afford to use Archangel here and also have Gallon for the last round. If it gets to there, that is. But it was kind of a throw, but I knew that I was playing this not to win, but to get through it. But I still did have a good counter. It's not like this was, like, using Archangel here was taking away anything major from the last round, because I wouldn't have really needed him for anything anyway. Maybe Hercules, but Gallon can do that. But this is going very well. Like, that right there, that special 1 put 3 bleeds in a Neuro. That is pretty ridiculous. And then I don't know how he got that armor. I don't know how he's power burning me, because he's got 5 Neuros on. It's like the ability action reduction failed, but 47 seconds, that's pretty, like, that's as fast as Nick Fury gets. And he's still not done, which is quite surprising to me. I know this can be done in about 50-60 seconds, which I was expecting from him. But luckily he did take some damage while he was doing it, which means that I've won this one. And that'll be 3-1, which means I'm the top seed for the next round. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.